Have you ever felt like you're different? Like you see through the surface of things and feel energies others don't even notice? Have you always felt a quiet storm inside you, guiding, hurting, testing, yet preparing you for something bigger? If so, you might be one of the chosen ones, those rare souls who carry an ancient mission hidden beneath the chaos of everyday life. But here's what no one talks about. Today we're going to uncover the 9 dirty, raw, unspoken things that chosen ones go through. These aren't your typical challenges. These are the sacred scars, the hidden truths, the untold battles we fight when the world thinks we're just being too sensitive, too quiet, too distant, or too much. This video is for those who've walked through hell carrying the light and kept going. Before we dive deep into these powerful truths, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. It helps us reach more awakened souls like you. And if you're watching this at the exact moment your spirit needed it, type 1111 in the comments right now. It's a sign that divine blessings are aligning with your life. Let the universe know you're ready. Let's get started. 1. Isolation that feels like punishment. Chosen ones often endure a unique kind of isolation that goes far beyond mere solitude. It's not just the absence of people, it's the haunting silence that echoes through every corner of your soul. It's the kind of loneliness that makes you question your worth, your purpose, and even your sanity. This separation is not random, it's a divine arrangement. When your energy vibrates on a frequency too high for the masses, the universe must remove you from the noise, the chaos, and the shallow conversations that drain your spirit. People will drift away without explanation. You'll find yourself ghosted by friends, misunderstood by loved ones, and unable to form bonds that feel truly nourishing. And while this isolation is sacred, meant to refine your soul and deepen your connection to the higher realms, it often feels like punishment. The silence becomes deafening, the nights stretch longer, and the heart begins to ache in ways no one talks about. This isn't exile, it's preparation, but try telling that to the one weeping in the dark, desperate for someone who sees them, hears them, and understands the pain of carrying a calling that feels like a burden. 2. Being targeted by darkness. To carry light in a world of shadows is to walk with a target on your back. Chosen ones do not merely attract admiration or curiosity, they draw out the darkness hiding in others. That light you carry, it exposes lies, it disrupts comfort zones, it makes people uncomfortable in their own skin. Have you noticed how people turn against you without reason? How narcissists and manipulators gravitate toward you as if you were a flame and they were desperate to consume it? That's not coincidence, it's spiritual warfare. Your presence becomes a mirror, revealing wounds people have buried, traumas they refuse to face, and because they can't destroy the mirror, they try to break you. You've endured envy masked as friendship, betrayal disguised as love, and manipulation cloaked in flattery. And still you shine. But beneath that strength is exhaustion. Because no one sees the cost of constantly defending your peace, of holding the light while being surrounded by shadows. You've stayed quiet about the psychic attacks, the emotional bruises, the invisible battles. Because if you tried to explain, they'd call you paranoid. But you're not, you're just chosen. And your light was never meant to be dimmed. It was meant to expose and awaken. 3. Feeling misunderstood since childhood. Long before you knew the word chosen, you felt different, deeply, painfully different. While other children played pretend, you pondered existence. While your classmates recited facts, you questioned truth. There was always a part of you that didn't quite belong, no matter how hard you tried to fit in. You saw beyond what was visible. You felt emotions that weren't your own. You spoke truths that made adults uncomfortable. Teachers labeled you as distracted or disruptive. Parents didn't understand your depth, your dreams, your silence. And peers? They mocked what they couldn't comprehend. You weren't just imaginative, You were prophetic. You weren't just emotional, you were empathic. But instead of being nurtured, you were stifled. Instead of being celebrated, you were silenced. So you learned to hide. You buried your gifts beneath layers of normalcy. You played small so others could feel big. You kept your visions, your insights, and your spiritual truths locked inside a heart that longed to be seen. And though you walked among others, you always felt like a visitor in a foreign world. That deep sense of alienation wasn't delusion. It was destiny whispering, "You're not here to blend in. You're here to wake the world up." 4. Being the healer with no one to heal you. There's a sacred weight that healers carry, the weight of everyone else's brokenness. You are the lighthouse during storms, the calm in chaos, the safe space people run to when their world crumbles. They come to you with bleeding hearts, shattered dreams, and emotional wounds they don't dare reveal to anyone else. Because your energy feels like medicine, your words feel like truth, your presence feels like home. But when your own soul starts to crack, when the weight of everyone's pain becomes too much to bear, who do you turn to? Who holds space for you? Too often, the answer is no one. You cry behind closed doors, wipe your tears, and return to the world wearing a smile that conceals your own heartbreak. You've learned to hold others while you're falling apart. You've mastered the art of giving while your own cup is empty. And the world keeps taking, assuming you're invincible. They forget that the strongest trees still need water, that even the sun sets, and that even healers need healing. But you keep showing up, not because you don't hurt, but because your purpose is bigger than your pain. Still, in the quiet of the night, you whisper the question that lives deep within your bones: will anyone ever see me the way I see them? 5. Battles with your own mind. To be chosen is to possess a mind that doesn't rest. Your thoughts are rivers that never stop flowing, tides that crash against each other with relentless intensity. You feel everything, every emotion, every shift in energy, every silent cry in a crowded room. Your intuition is so sharp it cuts through illusions, but that clarity can be both a gift and a curse. You sense danger before it arrives. You replay conversations long after they end. You dwell in realms of thought most people will never access. And while this sensitivity makes you wise, creative, and insightful, it also leaves you vulnerable to inner chaos. Depression visits like an old friend. Anxiety whispers lies in the stillness. Spiritual fatigue becomes a constant companion. And the worst part, you suffer in silence, because you've been taught to wear strength like armor, to never burden others with your storms. So you smile, nod, and carry on, while inside your mind becomes a battlefield where hope and despair clash daily. But you fight, not just for yourself, but for everyone who looks to you for light. And though your soul bleeds in silence, you never stop walking. Because even in the darkness, something in you knows this war has meaning. And your mind, for all its torment, is a sacred vessel of truth. 6. Rejection becomes routine. For the chosen ones, rejection is not occasional, it's a pattern. It's the recurring theme of your life, a melody that plays in the background of every chapter. People walk away, doors close, opportunities vanish just when you're ready to rise. And each time it cuts a little deeper, not because you're weak or undeserving, but because you're walking a path that can't be followed by many. Your journey isn't ordinary, so neither are the trials. Rejection in your life is divine intervention. It's protection disguised as pain. But in the moment, it doesn't feel noble. It feels cruel. You've cried over jobs you didn't get, relationships that broke your heart, and friendships that faded into silence. You've questioned your worth, doubted your calling, and begged the universe for mercy. But through it all, you kept going. Not because it was easy, but because something deep within you refused to give up. That voice that whispered, "Keep going, you're not done yet," is the echo of your soul remembering its mission. You were never meant to settle. You were meant to soar, and every rejection was just a redirection toward the sacred, unseen path made only for you. 7. Being labeled as too much or too little. You've spent a lifetime being told you're wrong for simply being who you are, too emotional, too reserved, too intense, too laid back, too spiritual, not grounded enough. Every part of your being has been scrutinized, judged, and labeled as too much or not enough. Why? Because you refuse to shrink into society's narrow definitions. You don't fit into their boxes because you were never meant to. You were born to break the mold, to challenge the norms, to awaken sleeping souls, and to bring color to a world that's grown gray with conformity. But being different comes with a price. It means being misunderstood. It means facing criticism that cuts to the core. It means carrying the weight of constant misjudgment. And though you've learned to stay true to yourself, each word of judgment still leaves a bruise. Yet, despite it all, you continue to walk your path. You embrace your depth, your fire, your softness, your strength, because you know your essence is sacred. And while the world may not always understand you, the universe does. 8. Unexplainable losses that don't make sense. Have you ever had everything going well, only for it all to slip through your fingers without warning? A friendship you cherished, a job you poured your soul into, a partner you envisioned a future with. Suddenly, without any clear explanation, it all vanished. It didn't matter how hard you tried to hold on. It didn't matter how much love or effort you gave. It was as if life decided, without your permission, that it was time for everything to fall apart. For chosen ones, these losses are not coincidences or punishments. They are spiritual surgeries, painful but necessary extractions of people, places, and paths that no longer align with your divine evolution. It's a process of pruning, violent, confusing, and often cruel to the human heart, but essential for the growth of the soul. The universe doesn't wait for your emotions to catch up. It removes the unnecessary, the misaligned, and the stagnant, even if your heart is still entangled in their roots. But what most people never see are the tears you shed alone, the countless nights you ask the sky, "Why me?" They don't hear your internal screams when you pretend to be okay. They don't witness the silent collapse behind the composed exterior. You learn to carry heartbreak with grace, but that doesn't mean you didn't bleed inside. Sometimes the worst pain is the kind you can't explain because there's no closure, no reason, just a hole where something beautiful once lived. Yet with every loss, something deeper within you awakens. You realize that what leaves is not meant to imprison you. It's meant to liberate you. You are being emptied, yes, but only so you can be filled again with something greater, something divine. The pain of loss becomes the seed of your transformation. You walk away from the ashes, quiet, wounded, but wiser. And though your heart may still mourn what once was, your soul already knows what's yet to come. 9. The constant feeling of being different. You walk into rooms and feel like you don't belong. You talk and people don't get it. You dream differently, love differently, and exist differently. That's not a curse, that's a calling. But the pain of being different, it's real. You've hidden parts of yourself just to fit in. You've dimmed your light so others wouldn't feel insecure. And still, you felt unseen. But the truth is, you weren't made to blend in. You were made to stand out. And the more you embrace your difference, the more the world will eventually catch up. If you've made it this far, then you know in your soul that this message was meant for you. You are not crazy. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are becoming. Chosen ones don't have easy lives, but they have meaningful ones. This is the Alchemy of Awareness channel. If you felt seen today, if even one truth resonated deeply, then take a moment to type 1111 in the comments. Let the universe know that you're awake, aligned, and open to receiving the blessings that were always yours. Don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us reach more souls who need this message. You're not alone on this path. You are guided, you are protected, and you are chosen for a reason. Thank you for watching.